Hey folks, Crazy Climber 80 here again, and this time we're going to look at a game called Hardhead. This is created by the Korean company SunA. SunA? Not entirely sure. In 1988. And it is a Super Mario Brothers type of game. The idea is okay, the music's fine. The controls are terrible. My god, do they need work. They cripple the enjoyment of this game. This was suggested by YouTube user Commander QUUHOD. It's not a bad idea, and it's kind of fun, but man, the controls just are terrible, and there are definitely times when you need to make tricky jumps, keep your balance on very small places to stand. You can play one player or two player simultaneous play. You're these two bald guys that can bash your heads on bricks, just like Super Mario Brothers. And there'll be various things that can hurt you. You have a very small energy meter, and you can occasionally refill it if you collect a power icon. That'll refill your energy. And at the end of a level, you can put the soccer ball in the goal there and get 5,000 points. But that's kind of hard to do sometimes because the ball doesn't want to bounce the right way sometimes. You can accidentally kick it into the exit where you won't get a bonus. But this is very much like Super Mario Brothers. I had definitely never heard of this one until just now, when Commander QUUHOD suggested this. We'll give it a shot. There are 16 levels to beat, and there will be bosses here and there in the game. But I guess that's your sister? I don't know. I really don't know the backstory of this game. But yeah, the controls are terrible. You have a jump button, and you have a fire button. You can collect weapons. There's like 3, I think. There's a bubble gun in which you can sometimes collect a heart and get a bonus. And you see this hideous picture of you and I guess that's your girlfriend kissing. It's just ugly. But you'll get 10,000 points, and that earned me an extra life already. That was pretty quick. Those bricks that you bump your head on will have bonus points for the most part. Once in a while, I think on the later levels, and there's the power thing that refilled my meter, power icon, or filled it back up a good deal. Yeah, you can hop on the enemies that you shoot with your bubble gun, just like a Bubble Bobble. And I got hurt by that enemy. Yeah, it seems you jump right on an enemy, and it doesn't want to register. Yeah, you can't pop them. You have to land right on top of them. Yeah, I missed that soccer ball. You try to kick the... Whoa, look out for that. It'll go through buildings and houses and stuff, and bricks, so watch out. But yeah, you get 5,000 extra points, and a creepy voice laughs at you if you get it in the goal and get 5,000 points. I don't know why it laughs at you. But we're going to go to stage 2 now. You get a bonus after you beat a level. Like 5,000 points for each level that you have beaten. And now we go over this lava area. And like I said, the controls are horrible. That was my fault. That was dumb. I jumped at the wrong time. But yeah, the controls are really bad when you have a very small area that you need to land on or stay on it very carefully. Whoops, that was dumb. That hurt me. Then you're gonna have troubles. Boy, I lucked out there. There will be times when you have to collect a key to be able to advance. And that was one of them. And sometimes you swear you jumped on an enemy's head to kill it, and it doesn't want to register. Sometimes you'll be able to collect a hammer. Well, that was really fucking unfair. That didn't give me a chance to react. I died right away when I jumped on that platform. Yeah, you touch a boss, I think you're automatically dead. Maybe not. Actually, some bosses can automatically kill you, I believe. This boss is actually pretty easy. He can't go through that wall. Just keep shooting his head with your bubble gun. Other items other weapons you can collect are like there's a bomb at a later date. So there's just 3. There's a bomb, there's a hammer, and there's the bubble gun. I think that's it. But this guy is easy. You just keep shooting his head and his tail will break off, and then you just shoot his head. And now we go across here. Break open that wall. Yeah, I should have broken open the wall first. I will show you eventually what it's like to actually kick the ball into the goal and get the bonus. But yeah, the ball doesn't want to bounce the right way sometimes. Now let's look at at level number 3. And there's a total of 16 levels. Now we're gonna face a boss almost right off the bat. But yeah, you can bounce off those bubbles just like Bubble Bobble. You can't pop them from below. Now we have to collect that key to move on here. I like the little piano keys that you walk on and they play a little tune. It's kind of cool. Here is the boss, and he can be very frustrating at first. And it's all these different balls that bounce around, and you have to shoot them enough to kill them. You have to kill them all. Ah, crap. This is really the best place to stand, I think. But just keep wailing on the fire button as quickly as you can, and hopefully you'll take out bubbles. Ah, crap. I was down to 2. You have to start it all over again. Yeah, I'd never seen or heard of this game before in arcades until Commander QUUHOD suggested it. But yeah, I would suggest going up in that corner up there. And if you don't shoot an enemy enough, jump over it as it's coming towards you. There can be sometimes the spheres coming from you behind you. Ah, crap. Yikes. But this seems to me to be the best place to stand. Of course, they can bounce everywhere. So there's no place that is truly safe. There. But yeah, you can jump on their head, or you can shoot them with whatever weapon. And yuck. So ugly. I like how it says bounds and not bonus. Yeah, their English is pretty awful. Sometimes you have to. Yeah, you hit your head on the ceiling. You have very little clearance. It's really lame. And don't forget that you can't pop those bubbles from below. You have to land on them. I'm trying to zap that stupid guy on top of that spring thing. There. Yeah, the bubble will pop once they reach the top, and then they'll fall back down. Watch out for those spike things. There's my soccer ball. Yeah, the soccer ball can hurt enemies. I don't know that it... Well, screw you, soccer ball. Sometimes it seems when you jump on an enemy's head, it hurts you. This game is kind of broken, technically. And again, the controls, the jumping controls, really are substandard. You can get frustrated real easy trying to jump on very precarious ledges or whatever. Sometimes those boxes that you bump with your head can yield spikes, and they'll hurt you or kill you if your energy's low enough. I don't know what that log was for. One of those blocks spit out a log, and that was completely useless to me. Now we've got these weird hopping guys. Yikes! Yeah, that can go right through blocks, it can go right through walls, whatever. So just watch its bouncing pattern and be careful. Now we've got these hammers, and we can carve ourselves a path. You will eventually have to carve underneath these heads here, and make your way up under those two guys wandering around on the right. And you'll have to back off because they'll drop down at you. But that's the only way you can go. You're not small enough to stand on the other ledges. But yeah, this game it's playable, but God, the jumping controls just suck. And like I said, sometimes you jump on the enemy's head, but you still get hurt. It's really annoying. You have to jump under there and get the hell out of there. Yikes! Like that. And you can hurt him with the hammer. There we go. You don't get extra point bonus by staying in the air, like bouncing on an enemy and then immediately bouncing on another enemy. You don't get extra bonus points like you did in Super Mario Brothers. Yeah, I have to break through the floor in the top right to get down and collect the key to open that door. Yeah, there will be areas where you have to collect a key to advance. Ah, crap, he shot me through the wall. That wasn't fair. Well, I think I elected not to continue at this point, but I will show you at least snippets of the rest of the levels. And yeah, the final level is 16. You get to put in your initials. You have plenty of time. Don't worry about the music speeding up to put in your initials. That's Hardhead by SunA. I really don't know. Korean company. Well, I put in invincibility at this point, I believe. I just wanted to zip through. Yeah, I landed on the spikes and it didn't kill me. But we'll zip through and see parts at least of the rest of the levels. And you've got these presses you gotta get through. Yeah, I don't know if a regular jump was supposed to be able to clear that. But I have invincibility on, so I don't really care. There's that key outside there. I have to bang my head on the bricks there. If you use invincibility in MAME, we'll scoot forward and watch me. I might actually make the soccer ball in the goal this time. We'll see. Creepy laugh. Why did they laugh at me when or make a sinister laugh when I got it in the goal like I was supposed to? But yeah, you get a bonus for all the levels that you've beaten after you go through the exit. Now here is stage 5. Now this I kind of like. You have to watch out for these vehicles. They honk and they approach you, and you have to jump out of the way. If you get hit, you lose a life. But yeah, once in a while those bricks will yield spikes that'll hurt you. I hate how sometimes things will happen and there's not a warning, and those guys can shoot at you. Those convict-looking guys, whatever they are. Yeah, you can stand on these street lights here, and there's the sound of the vehicle approaching. But after you pass that a little ways, then here's a boss. And this is like the second level boss, was it? And he's really easy. Yeah, he can't, just remember, he can't go through the floors to get you. He has to bounce around and he'll hit his head on him. But yeah, that guy is really quite easy. And you have to watch out for those spike things as you drop down on that platform. Yeah, you can. The weapons are the hammer and the bubble gun and the bomb. And you'll see the icon for those, and you'll pick it up, and you'll be able to use that weapon. Yeah, those. Can't tell what those are. Are those the Native American Indian guys that shoot arrows at you? Oh, there was a heart I didn't see on the bottom left that I could have broken with my hammer to get to. Can I get in the goal? Nope. Ugh. Creepy. This game is just weird. Well, we'll look at a snippet of level 7. And here's another key moment. You have to be very careful when jumping on these platforms. There we go. Yeah, the jumping controls are just terrible. Maybe you can't really see how terrible they are. You'd have to play and then find out. Now we got another balancing act. Oops, I went right through the spikes because I'm invincible. But you had to collect a key back there to advance. And then a little bit later you have to be careful on these balls here. There's my soccer ball again. See if I can get it in the goal. Ta-da! Creepy guy. And now we're on to level 8. Halfway through. And there's more vehicles. Again, if they strike you, you are dead. No matter how much energy you got left. You can't jump on top of... you can jump on top of some of those houses. And then shortly after that is the goal again. You know what? I'm not sure which is worse. Which is creepier, that voice, or when you collect the heart that shows you kissing your girlfriend. And then shortly after that, here is the boss of this level. This is a kind of creepy voice. You have to jump just right and shoot him in the head. If you touch him, you're dead. You have to shoot him exactly 14 times. But you just tap the jump button and fire. Just gotta get a feeling for it. Then you have to face him again. And this time he brings bouncing spikes with him. Well, shortly after that, then you go to this area. And you open the doors with the keys. I've got invincibility on throughout this. Invincibility doesn't entirely work for the bosses. Touching them can still kill you. And when you use invincibility in MAME, you can't bounce on the bubbles, so you need to disable that. Oh, whoops. Kicked it right over the goal. Oh well. That's just 5,000 points if you can get it in there. And then on this next level you get more vehicles. And then they stop. And we get more balls to try to balance on. Yeah, those flowers are all safe to touch and worth points. And there's that power up icon, or power block. Then touch the POW, and you get your energy restored. Can I get in there? Nope, I kicked it into the exit. Oh well. The next level deals with these presses, and sometimes there will be a bouncing ball. That bouncing ball, which looks like that boss earlier with the piano keys, that can't be shot, unlike the boss. And again, once in a while, there you can get spikes. Whoops. Look out for those bouncing rocks. You can get spikes coming out of the blocks that you bump. Doesn't usually happen. Yeah, I would have been killed if I didn't have invincibility on. Yeah, this part coming up here, there's a cage, and that's where enemies just keep coming out of. But they keep coming out because you need to trap them in bubbles and bounce on the bubbles to get up and grab that key. But again, take invincibility off if you've got it. And then shortly after is the goal, and then you go to level 13. We're almost to the end here. Oh boy, more balancing act on these stupid balls there, and then you face this boss again. The bouncing balls. They may be able to get up to you, so you may be able to stay up there and kill them, but it'll take a long time. And then shortly after that, you go to this area. You'll die if you fall through the bottom there, obviously. And then more balancing act with crappy controls. Yikes! And you have to balance over those spikes. Screw it! I've got invincibility. I don't care. Makes a weird sound when you land on them. Kick that ball over there. There we go. Well, screw you, ball. Yeah, it seems to have a mind of its own. It just wants to bounce the wrong way. Well, now we'll go to level 14, and there are the bombs you can collect. Very rare opportunities where you'll get them. And they're really not all that special. And there's the guns to change it back to the bubble gun. Yeah, you only need to collect one of those guns, even though sometimes there's two of them together. And there's a key I have to collect down in the bottom left. Yeah, and there's another cage that the enemies are just gonna keep coming out of. There's the POW and ugly. Whenever you collect that heart, you get that unpleasant scenario there. And here's another boss. And this is a Sun. And he's a lot like that other boss we saw earlier. You just keep shooting his head. Don't let him touch you. Very easy, really. And after you beat him, try to get the ball in the goal. Oops. Oh well. At least I don't have to hear that creepy voice laughing at me. Now we'll go to level 15. Back to the musical piano keys. I think that's kind of cool. And again, you can't bounce on those bubbles if you have invincibility on. There's not going to be very many moments where you have to bounce on the bubbles. After you have to do that bouncing, you have to get that key. Whoa, then you go here and you get to the goal. Now we're going to look at a little bit of the last level. We're almost finished here. Yeah, that bonus gets really nice when you start beating levels. 75,000. It's pretty awesome. And we'll see a boss shortly here. And there's another pen for those guys to come out of. And here's a creepy skeleton guy. And then after you beat him, then you have to face this giant head. And you have to jump just right and fire just at the right time 14 times to kill them. We're almost to the end of the game. And then here is... that's not a boss there. They jump out of an eyeball this time. Weird. Let's kick that soccer ball forward. And now we get the giant head again with spikes. We'll just scoot forward and beat him. You can't hurt him with the soccer ball. Might not be able to hurt any of the bosses with the soccer ball, I'm not sure. That should make it. Well, that is the end of Hardhead by SunA. I really don't know for sure. I'm just going to call it SunA. And here's some English as we board a bus and drive out of town. I will not forget you forever. And again, this was suggested by YouTube user Commander QUUHOD. I am taking requests, so if you got a game you want me to review, leave a comment on any of my videos, and I'll write it down. You put in your initials. There was not a stage 17, that was 16 stages, I thought. Whatever. Well, that's Hardhead by SunA in 1988. Kind of like Super Mario Brothers. Well, this is Crazy Climber 8, and thanks for watching Hardhead by SunA in 1988. And I will catch you later in the future with another video. Y'all take care now, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye, folks.